Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And hello again. We're so happy to have you here on our weekly chats. And just want to remind you before we get going that we would love for you to hit the thumb icon to like our videos. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already.
Yes.
And hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. And today is Wednesday. Love having our chats, and we're going to get going. So what tea are we drinking today, Gloria?
All right. We are drinking roasted dandelion root. It gets the juices flowing. It gently stimulates the liver, supports healthy digestion. It is just yummy, yummy, yummy. The ingredients, which we're ingredient girls, so we always check out our ingredients if I can find them.
It's all organic.
Yes, everything is organic. It is non-GMO verified, and it is organic dandelion root. That's it. You can't get much better than that.
And the company is?
It is by a company called Traditional Medicinals.
Traditional Medicinals.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. So roasted dandelion root. And it is also caffeine free. So if you're like, oh my God, I'm cold and I want something, I don't want it to rev me up, this is a good source.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And we've had it seeping for a few minutes.
Yes.
So I'm going to give it a try.
Yes.
Let's smell it. Oh, I can smell the dandelion.
Oh, that's good.
Smells good.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Cheers.
What do you think?
Oh, I like it.
Do you like it?
I like it. I like earthy taste.
Yes, this is very earthy, and it's the root. So you know it's going to be earthy. I love dandelion is so healthy for you, and I love all kinds of dandelion teas.
Yes.
But the best way to get the full strength is to drink it like this, straight.
Yeah. And one of the things we both do is we don't put things in it. Yes, you can, add more things for flavor like honey or a different type of sweetener that's natural and organic. I love lemon, and sometimes I'll squeeze a little lemon. This is perfect just the way it is.
Yeah, have it au natural.
Yes.
And it's nice and warm, even though we're in California. And it's a bit cold out there, but everyone watching, you're probably thinking California.
Yes.
It's not that cold in California, but to us, I'm a wimp. So
it's actually cooler than normal, and our weather patterns are been kind of strange. However, we're so grateful for the rain. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you, God.
We need it.
So it rained and it was overcast, and then today we have sunshine. It's supposed to start raining again tonight, so that's why now it's cooler, and then as the day goes on it'll start to warm up so that we'll have the moisture for the rain.
Yeah, so it's perfect to have this lovely warm tea.
Yes. Well, Ellen always reminds us, as you know, we are Ellen girls, to listen to one another and to be kind to one another. I just found out that Ellen was talking to Andy, one of the directors of the show, and she said, so we got a few more shows to do, and she goes, how many more shows? And he goes, a bunch. And she goes, a bunch like what, 70, 80? And he goes, yeah. I thought they were only going to do a few. Apparently, they've got a lot of shows in season 19. So.
Well, a lot of shows meaning what? Because they do Monday through Friday, weekends off.
That's right.
Then they have the Easter.
Yes.
Which they take off, and then, summer, they're not going to be around anymore.
Well, 70 to 80 at 5 a week. That's not.
7 to 8. Well, yes, because you have we're in what? November, beginning of November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 7 months. So that's a lot of shows. You're right, because that does add up, 70 shows, because minus a few holidays here and there and Easter and everything.
We're going to have her a little while longer, so we're excited about that.
I love it.
Yes.
Ellen's doing a fantastic, she was on.
Yes, I'm so happy she's been on.
I love it that she's on.
Yes.
And she's been doing a good job. I love it. And I found out So I don't know where I saw this, but I was scrolling somewhere and something popped up, or it must have been an email or something, because I get the Ellen Show emails. Ellen has, and I'm thinking she has, like, there's this subscription box that you can actually order, and they'll send you gifts in there.
Oh,
so you
nice.
can do a one-time, or you can do a quarterly subscription, or you can do something else. There's frequencies that you can choose.
I wonder if she's going to put kind science in it.
Yeah, and she said on that subscription, if anyone subscribes,
right,
they will get a chance to win tickets to the Ellen Show and the 12 Days of Christmas. So that really, I was like, maybe I might do that. Christmas is coming, right?
Yes.
So if you do, you can do it one time if you don't want to be subscribing and don't want to sign up. But if you do a membership, which is quarterly,
right,
it's only $55 every quarter, and you get a box, and it's got like 11 things in it or something.
Not bad.
So if you want to give a gift, go to the Ellen Show and check out her subscription boxes.
Oh, I love that.
And a chance to win.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so let's get busy. I thought we would kick it off with something very, very interesting, The Bachelorette. So before we get into my girl, Michelle, I just wanted to let you all know that Katie Kirsten and Blake Mayonnaise, or Mayonnaise, he's Canadian. So it's all in the way that it's pronounced, but it's Maynes. They announced that they have called it splits. While they thought initially, after everything they went through, Blake came back. He came into the season midway. He got the girl. Once they got out and started being on their own, they found that they actually weren't very compatible.
Well, I didn't think they were a good match anyway. Remember, we said that.
Yeah.
We called it at the very beginning. We didn't think. He came in, not only did he come in 6 weeks late, but I just felt that their personalities weren't matching. They didn't have that vibe like her and some of the other guys. So,
and I also felt like the guy that she really liked, I think his name was Chris. Remember the one that she's sitting on the ground talking to, and then she tells him to take everything off. She's done. It was almost like Blake was the get over guy. And as anyone knows, when you have a relationship and you break up, that first person you get with is not really that's to get you over it.
It's like a rebound kind of thing.
Yes. So you're both beautiful people. We know you'll be fine. Now to Michelle.
Michelle. I'm so happy that this show happened, because I've been noticing a pattern in the last 3 Bachelor and Bachelorettes. They don't string on the audience.
Yes.
Like, how we say, get out, that person's causing trouble. They keep them on.
Yes,
like
for ratings.
Yes, for episode after episode. I think that they've come to their senses. And they're saying, don't do that. As soon as you feel uncomfortable, do what you need to do to get the process moving in the right direction. So this week, as you all know, last week, Jamie was the instigator. And he went to Michelle and said that there's people in this group, the men, have been doubting your authenticity and your true self, because we're thinking that you and Joe, remember Joe, the bald-headed guy, the basketball guy from Minnesota, had known each other prior to the show.
Yes.
So that brought question into her character, which shocked everyone, because this was the first that she was hearing. At first, a lot of the guys were hearing it. And we were so annoyed at the end of the last show.
Yes.
But this,
which we shared with you.
Yes. And this episode, it all comes to fruition.
Yes.
You get what you asked for, right?
Yes.
He was such... Did you see all the times that they were interviewing? He's saying, I've got this. No one is a competition.
I'm here and they're here, and you mean to tell me I have to sit and go through this for 6 weeks when we all know that I'm the one?
I'm the one. Ugh. So he was really big-headed. He had such balls to say that.
Yes.
And then when she pulled him aside, she told Rick, right?
Yes.
She told... I actually really like Rick.
Yeah, because he manned up and he went and said.
He manned up. And a lot of these men on this episode are really authentic. And they're saying, I'm not putting up with this bullshit. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get myself involved in any of these scandals.
Right.
Because That's what men should do.
Well, you know the guy I really like, Nate. I love how when Rick starts telling Nate and a couple of the other guys what's going on, and Nate goes, he goes, no disrespect. I don't want to do the he said.
He said.
So he turns around and he yells, Jamie. And he goes like that. Jamie had no idea he was walking up the stairs to his finale. However, he was.
Yes, he was. And I'm so glad that Rick got to hear from Michelle's mouth that it was Jamie who said that there have been people talking this whole rumor about. So I'm so glad. And he was the elephant in the room.
Yes,
and he's gone now.
Yes.
So Michelle, oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Michelle, you are so authentic and you want to find someone that's authentic and trustworthy.
I loved her poem.
Oh.
So what she did is she put all of the bachelors through a test.
Yeah.
And what you're supposed to do is write a poem about yourself that Michelle can hear that will tell her who you are.
It's like spoken words.
And so what does Jamie do? He does the thing about Little Red Riding Hood.
He said he lost his notes or his book or whatever it was. That's why he's going to tell a story.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He was just being inauthentic again. So the thing about Michelle, I, as a woman of color, I mean, I felt it. I could relate. You know, when I can't tell you how many times in my life I've had people say to me, yeah, you're black, but you're not like them. And it's like, what does that mean? I am that I am. And it was their way of saying that I'm okay. And like when she said that she was the token, I know what that feels like. You know, I've worked for companies with thousands of employees and they only have one black, one Latino, one Asian.
Yeah. So
I just love that. And I was really surprised. What is his name? Brandon? When he not only was he the first to read his poem, but he took her by the hand and he recited the poem to her.
Well, I actually like Brandon. I'm growing more and more fond of him, and I think he's a cute one.
Yes,
I find him very cute.
He's smitten,
y'all. He's not bad to look at. I'm telling you, I really like looking at him.
I even liked. I'm having a blank now. The one that stripped down and ran the stairs.
Oh, that was Appleboy.
Yes.
What's his name?
I know.
If
you know his name, write it down below.
Appleboy.
I really liked how he also opened up and shared his life with her. And then he took her in the boat and they went over and had dinner. And, you know, she was like, are we just going to be buddies? And, you know, I remember when she kissed him with that blindfold on and he says, that's the best first kiss I've ever had. Wow. So they are definitely out of the friend zone. So I like Nate. I like Brandon. I like Apple Guy. And I'm also glad that she sent the pizza entrepreneur home. Yes.
He was another one that was self-centered. It's all about him. I don't know. There's no competition between me and Will, and he was like really upset because Will had stolen his, when they were on the Top Gun, that little machine, and he said, oh, I did that in Italian, and he goes and copies me and says it in Spanish and everything.
But you said one sentence in Italian. He recited a lot because if you watched, he was very upset about the possibility of having to do that thing. And he was sweating when everybody else looked cool.
Yes.
So he really put himself out there.
Yes, he did.
And then Peter took Will's jacket and
threw it in the swimming pool. I thought that was such a childish move.
Very. So I'm glad she sent him home
he
too.
needs to go. And he got moted, right? Because he was like, I'm going to get you. All these men thinking they're the
cat's meow.
Yes, and then there they have it. So we love it, and bye-bye. And yes, I love the men that she's got a good group of men.
Yeah.
And I love it. And next week is going to be, things are going to turn around next week.
Oh, yes. Again.
So we're going to, as normal, we love watching it. And we're just, I don't know, every week I look forward to it because I like the men and I like Michelle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So moving on to Dancing with the Stars. Last night was Queens. all the music of
From
Queen.
Queen.
Yes.
That was nice.
And Freddie. I mean,
Very nice.
I remember when the actor that they gave the role to, I thought they should have given it to Adam, because Adam is the embodiment of Freddie and his voice, and that's why Queen, when they heard him on American Idol, said,
We want you.
We would like you to join the band.
Yes,
so,
and do the tour.
Yes.
Yep.
So that was, it was an interesting night. I mean, I was in many moments of, I mean, JoJo?
That didn't make sense. How can JoJo be in the bottom?
Well, she was.
Does not make sense. You know what I think? I'm not even sure, because what I'm saying, because I know you know what I think. I don't know what I think, because before I thought it was like popularity.
Right.
And I thought she was popular.
Right.
Not only does she have the right techniques,
right,
but she has the personality and she's popular.
Right.
But obviously not as popular as I thought she was, because she was in the bottom too.
Yeah, that was shocking. And, luckily the judges decided, okay, if you don't know, might want to stop it and fast forward. The judges decided to keep her.
Well, thank goodness, because she's really improved since day one.
Her frame is just so beautiful. I mean, she's done such a good job. And Sumi, oh my goodness, she had stomach flu and she still danced. I mean, poor baby was sick.
She was. I'm like, where is she going?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, she couldn't even stay there to see the results, because It was like, I got to go.
Got to go. That's what I was wondering. But it was a great show and it was good. I loved hearing all the Queen songs.
Yes.
It brings back memories. Wow.
Yes. It was amazing. So as I shared with you, our girl Wendy. Hi.
Put my tea down. How you doing?
I don't know why people have a hard time with that, but I don't. I love it. So Wendy was supposed to come back at the beginning of October, and it has been delayed because of her Graves' condition. And so the doctors are monitoring her. And Wendy, we love you. Take the time you need to heal, because trust me, nobody can do what you do. So the first week we had Leah Remini with Michelle Visage. And then last week we had Whitney Cummings, and her guest co-host was Miss Pat. She's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
She is a fool.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. They said something on the show about, talking about drugs, and she goes, why are we talking about drugs inside? I used to sell drugs on the street corners. and you're like, what? But she's funny like that. So Miss Pat. Now this week it started with Sherry Shepherd.
Oh my Lord, I love it.
Yes.
So I did watch with Sherry.
Yes.
You know what? She needs to be it.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to take over, Sherry. I've watched a few of the other ones, other hosts. Mm-mm. I mean, they're okay, but she has it.
They are nice people, but they don't have the punch.
And she's funny, and she doesn't. It doesn't seem like she's like overly doing it, or trying too hard.
No,
she seems so natural because she's a comedian and she can just roll with the punches.
Yes,
and it doesn't seem fake.
No, and that's what was happening with me in. Leah Remini, I love her as an actress. I know she and J-Lo are best friends, and I love when they do movies together. I just didn't feel that it was Wendy-ish. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
It wasn't Wendy-ish to me.
It's not enough energy. Right. That's what I'm thinking.
And
something's
Wendy
lacking.
Speaks her truth.
Yes.
If Wendy thinks you're a B, she's just gonna say, well, you're a B, but that, you're a good B. I mean, she doesn't play. And I think sometimes when people are trying, don't, like Sherry's just being Sherry.
She's being Sherry, and she makes it fun and energetic when she's there.
Yeah.
It brightens up the TV screen.
Yes.
That's all I can say. And I like her. And I was thinking, she's got to be it. If anyone takes over, it's her. She's like my front runner right now.
And the rest of them, they would talk. Like Wendy always talks to Norman. Wendy always talks to the DJ.
Yes, she
Wendy
does.
always talks to her girl. And, the other ones didn't really talk to her. And Sherry talks to the crew.
All the time.
All the time. And she'll say, well, Norman, what do you think about this? And would you ever do this? She makes it more inclusive. So I really like Sherry.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I want
Yes.
more of her. Don't go away, Sherry.
Yes, you're the best I've seen so far. So let's keep Wendy's show going until she comes back. So, as you know, last week we talked a little bit about the accidental shooting on the movie set of Rust. Alec Baldwin, as you can only imagine, is just devastated. And, there was a situation where he was trying to talk to the reporters, and his wife, she got upset, and she comes over and she goes, she's like, he would never. And he looked at her like, honey,
excuse me,
I got this. You're going to make it worse. And I mean, you could see she was like the mama hen. And there's more investigating to be done. There's more information to come out. Rosetta and I just want to talk a little bit about guns in general.
Yeah, we do, because that's a big topic.
Yeah.
And my main reason why I want to talk about guns is I can't believe I'm from the UK, right? We are not allowed to have guns. Even policemen are not even allowed to have guns, right? They have the batons, but no
because
guns.
It's about de-escalation. It's not about killing, which is what we do here in the States.
There is, I just can't, I'm in shock as to how many, last week, if you haven't seen our chat, Gloria talks about the statistics of how many
number
people
of children
that have been killed as just of this year.
Yeah, 1,165. That number is just burrowed in my brain. There are 1,165 parents that have lost their child.
And I don't understand why in the UK we're not allowed to have guns, right? We're not allowed to carry guns, not allowed to buy guns.
Right.
What makes it okay in the US? Why is it, you tell me, that the US find it perfectly okay, and in some states you're walking around with guns?
Well, a lot of American men believe that if I give up my gun, I give up all my rights. I have to be able to stand my ground and defend my family. The thing that they're missing, the big picture, is that if everybody stopped putting everybody in little boxes, categorizing people based on color of skin, we wouldn't have to have guns. Because I was watching one of the talk shows, and there was a person, and it was a comedian, and what the comedian's mom did is he got beat up at school, and she's like, did you fight back? And it's like, no. And she goes, okay. So after school, the mom put the kid, and this is my generation, the mom put the kid in the car, took the kid to the first house, and said, if you're going to fight, you're going to fight right now. And they had to fight. Left, took him to the next house. They had to fight right then and right there. Everything's good. Everything's good. Sorry. Okay. Next house. She took him to all three houses. He said, now I was tired. Oh, I remember it was Justin from Daily Pop. And he said he was tired. He said, however, he never had another fight at school.
Wow.
Because everybody knew his mama was crazy. See, my grandfather drove the school bus. And if I would get on that school bus and say, you weren't getting on that school bus, you better call your mama and get you, because you're not getting on the school bus. So there were things where, you always knew how to play together. I'm not kidding. I had girlfriends on Monday. I was like, I can't stand you. I'm going to kick your butt, y'all. I'm going to kick your butt. And we would tussle. By Thursday, we would be walking arm in arm. We didn't use guns. We used communication. And the fact that American citizens are allowing lobbyists to hold us all hostage, we all have got to do a better job of looking into voting and voting rights. We have got to get these people out of office. And right now, there are people who are like, oh, my vote is nothing. You'd be surprised. Every vote helps.
If everybody said my vote's nothing, could you add up all the people that said that?
Thank you. And there's the votes.
A big pool of people.
There's the votes it takes to change the law. I was looking yesterday on the news. There was a young man that took a gun and just shot 3 kids yesterday. there was a young person who was on a flight, and anybody who's ever been on a plane, you know how when the plane moves the
Yes.
cart, if
Yes.
you're on the aisle, that's why I only sat on the aisle once, never did that again. They bump into you.
Yes.
People are going to the
Accidents
bathroom.
happen.
They bump into you. Well, this person got up, went and hit the flight attendant in the face.
Punched her in the
Yeah,
face.
broke her nose. Went and sat back down in first class like, I haven't done nothing. People are screaming. And, you know, all of this ties together. It's not just the guns. It's the behavior. It's the thought process behind it. And y'all keep thinking I'm crazy. You're running around here trying to shoot up and hurt each other. And one day when ET gets here, y'all are going to think to yourself, oh my God. Because the very people you're going to need to help you are going to go, no, you bad.
Yeah, bad.
Shoot your gun. They have lasers. Shoot your gun.
Shoot your guns. Yeah, so I don't really understand why we have guns and
Yeah.
what the reason is. If we didn't have these guns, we'd probably go back to like back in the days of fighting, fist fighting.
Yes.
Because I remember going to school, and the scariest thing I remember in high school was people punching and fighting in the hallways. Didn't have any knives, didn't have any guns, no
Right.
shootings. What was
Right.
that one recent that we had a few weeks ago about this one guy who was being bullied by someone else, this African American kid, and then they're in the classroom and he had enough, he stood up and took out his gun and started shooting
Yes.
because he got sick of it.
Yeah.
It's way too easy, people,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, to get these guns.
Yeah. Oh, and now, now they have 3D printers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they can take and
Yes.
they can print.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I believe in freedom of choice and freedom of right and freedom of individuals. I do not think my government should allow things in my community that can harm me and mine.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You can print a 3D gun and it works like a regular gun. Anything you print in 3D is realistic.
Yeah. And
You
that's
can
just
actually-
too much authentication.
I don't understand.
Now, I think it's either Australia or British. It's probably Australia because you guys don't have guns. They are coming up with a new law that says anyone that has a gun, you have to have it in a lockbox and you have to have the safety on. Because a lot of times when people have guns, most of the time, you know, I think they should have fingerprints.
Yes.
Because if I, as a child, because I'm a child, I don't know what I'm doing, I take the gun and I take it to school and I say, I bet you won't ever mess with me again. How many times has that happened where the kid is nervous and the gun just goes
Yeah,
off?
there was a kid, there was like years ago, there was like two kids playing in a house and the kid was playing around with the dad's gun and shot the other kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I happen to personally know that experience. My nephew and his cousin were playing with what they thought was a toy gun. And we got a phone call. And this happened in, I think it was like probably 89-ish, 89, 90. And they said that he was dead. And we're like, he's 6. How can he be dead? And then the adults had to admit we had a gun in the house. You know, we told them don't go near it. However, if we had, you know, all guns, when you buy the gun, and it would also stop a lot of this crap that's going on. When you buy the gun is set to your fingerprint.
Oh, yes.
And only you can fire the gun. That would clean up so much of the mess, of the unknown. I don't know what happened. No.
Because you would be the one. Well, usually when people buy guns, then they go for gun safety classes.
Well,
you
it
would
used to
hope,
be,
right?
but like, look at Texas.
Right.
You don't have to do nothing in Texas now to get a gun. You just go in and buy the gun. You can go to Walmart and buy the gun.
Wow.
No training, no nothing.
My mind just gets
I know,
blown
it's
away.
blown.
It's blown already. I can't even like.
It's almost like, I mean, if you look at old Westerns, and that was also kind of tying into Alec Baldwin and his accident. The reason that they had those rounds in the gun is apparently when you shoot a real gun, it expresses smoke.
Yeah,
and
the smoke comes out.
yeah, and so that's what they were trying to do to get the realistic, you know, whatever. But I'm like, no, that's when you go back in and you dub over stuff like that. We know that that was a big major accident, but yeah, I mean, in Texas, and you used to have it concealed. Now you see people walking around with, they're buying belts where they can hang their guns. It's like all you're thinking about is going back into the beginning of time, into the 1800s.
I don't understand.
I want to go forward.
This is a huge debate, guns, and
Yeah.
it will never ever be really truly
Well,
resolved, especially in the US.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you though, well, maybe. Okay, our babies, the Gen X, they're tired of this crap. And every time I'm around somebody who's recently turned 18 or who's young like that, the first thing they start saying is we got to get all these old people out of office. Because
sure.
they're not listening. I mean, this climate control, where President Biden just left with all the other world leaders, our children is what's driving that. It's not the regular mom and pops. Oh, it's the kids. And the kids they've kind of started putting everybody on notice. Gretchen, she did a great job.
She was the first one to
yes,
get that going.
She came to the United States and she stood in front of them. And then she goes, how dare you take my life? How dare you do this to me? And the old crusty fuddy-duddy men looked at her like, stay in your lane, child, go home. That stay in your lane child will eventually be voting your stay in the lane self out of office. So all we can do is keep positive thoughts, but and
keep teaching, as we always say.
Yeah.
This is another thing, another teaching lesson for you parents out there. Keep teaching your kids the right things, the right ways, and the truth, and be their authentic self, and talk about the guns, right?
Yeah.
Teach them about the guns and what the negativities are of having a gun.
Yes. So, what did you do? Did you celebrate Halloween?
Halloween, everyone. Who celebrated Halloween?
Yeah, comment below. Were you in costume? Comment below.
I was.
You were?
Yes, me and my husband and I, we went to a winery because I joined a winery, Morgan Hill, P&V Winery, owned by husband and wife.
Cool.
He's called, now I forget the names. It's Patrick and Vicky.
Oh, okay.
And they had a Halloween event with a band.
Oh,
and then
nice.
they had a costume contest. So I went as Lady Sherwood, but my dress was a bit shorter. It was a more modern style, not the gown, more sexier style.
There you go.
And my husband went as a steampunk general. So do you know about steampunk?
No.
It's a cross between like the modern but olden times, where if you know steampunk, they have the hats, the round hats or the kind of squarish hats with the goggles.
Okay.
Like they're kind of like, what are they doing? Exploring.
Oh, okay.
And then it's a lot of leather, and the women wear the leather corsets, and the men have a belt around their leather belt with the boots, the khaki pants and the boots, and the women wear leather corsets, and it's leather and lace and guns, and just it's like exploration time.
Right.
So it's a cross between the futuristic, but back in the days. So that's steampunk, if you never heard of it. So we did that, and for trick-or-treating in the evening on Sunday, we did have candy. My husband likes to decorate our porch.
Oh, nice.
Have some music. When they step on the mat, it makes some spooky sounds.
Nice.
And we had put some healthy candy out there. We only got a few kids.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. I could count probably like 5 or 6 kids, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. But how about you?
Kind of the same thing. On my way home Friday, I saw one of my neighbors, and he's like, we're gonna come to your house, and I said, I'm not buying candy. And he goes, well, you better buy candy because I'm gonna bring my grandkids to see you. He has new grandbabies, and so he was so excited. And so we had him and his family, and he is a fool. He rang the doorbell at 5:30. I'm like, I'm cooking dinner. What are you doing here? And he's like, I don't want my babies out here at night.
Oh, we had some few kids at around the same time.
Yeah. Early. Very different. So they left, and then I had my goddaughter and her best friend. They came through, and I mean, I didn't expect a lot of kids, so I'm like, okay. So I gave them. I had a bowl. I gave them almost a whole bowl full because I was like, "Meh." And then all of a sudden, one of my other neighbors came through, and I mean, I miss kids. So there was this little girl, and she was like, "Twick a tweet." I was like, "Twick a tweet to you too, honey."
Oh.
And so I went to hand her some candy, and she goes, "Thank you." She goes, "May I have that one, please?"
Oh,
I was like,
cute.
"You can have the whole thing." And she goes, "Thank you." So the kids behind her, I gave them a little bit, and they're like, I was like, "She's cute."
They were kind of annoyed.
Yes, a little bit.
She
So,
favored the cute one.
I know, but I went back and I gave them all candy, but that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
That was it. So
It's
not
weird.
a lot. Well, a lot of community centers and schools did little programs so that the kids could come in because, my biggest thing was, okay, you're going to give them candy. They don't know who's vaccinated, who's not.
Right.
In our
That's true.
neighborhood, we had a young father pass away, leave his wife and kids. So, we didn't know the status. So they were just doing it for fun. So
Right,
if they
right.
took the candy and, you could sanitize it and they could eat it, or they could just, throw it away.
Right. Do whatever they want. Yeah, because it's weird. This Halloween is different from other Halloweens because things are opening back up, but then
Yes.
people are still cautious.
Yes.
So it's just hit and miss. We don't really know. So I can understand why there weren't that many kids out, but you're right. They came earlier
Yeah.
because we got the majority around that time.
I know.
5:15,
You're like, wow.
5:30.
Yes.
And we could actually see their faces.
Yes, you can see everything.
Yes.
I love that. So talking about kids, where is the most wonderful place on earth for kids? That would be Disneyland and Disney World.
Yep.
So Rosette and I, we were talking about it because, we've had some of our friends say things like, "Oh my God, the price of going to Disneyland now is, for a family of 4 is a couple of $1,000s." And I'm like, what? So I went and I did a little research, and right now, Disneyland, the cost is $255 a day per adult, $235 per day per child, and a 2-day pass. I was like, okay, so let's do like a comparison. So what I did is I went back on the computer and I said, okay, when did these prices start getting so outrageous? And I went back, and in 1995, the price for one day was $37. And an annual pass, which means you can go as many times as you want, was $220. By 97, that had increased to $39.75 and $269 for an annual pass. I'm like, still, that's not that bad.
That's good.
Okay, so then membership surveys found that right now it's between $399 to $1,399 for the 2019 prices, for annual prices. And then in 2020, and I never realized this, if you live in Southern California, you get a big discount to go to Disneyland versus someone coming in. So the Southern California Select Pass rose. It rose from the $299 up to $419, and the Signature Plus Pass climbed to $1,440. That's just the park. That's no hotel. That's no car. That's no food. Now, the other thing that was interesting, when Walt Disney created this place, he wanted it to be a safe haven for children. So back in the day, alcohol was not allowed.
Right.
And now you can have a little something, something. And that's when people start acting crazy. So I was just shocked. I'm like, that's a lot of money.
Did they talk about the hoppers where you can go from Disneyland to California Adventure?
Right. Those are more difficult now. They have found that if you do a single day, like say the single day would be, $219, the hopper is like $399. I mean, there are substantially bigger prices. But a family of 4 to go to Disneyland for 4 days is, and with the car, the hotel, and the food is close to $4,000 now.
And that doesn't include airfare, does it?
No, because what they're thinking is people are going to just drive.
Right. Wow.
So I don't know. I mean, I have one of my nieces. She is a Disney fanatic, and she has the special membership. And she told her husband, she says, "I'll give up all my other vacations, but I'm not giving up my Disneyland." So I know there are people who love it, and it sometimes, just like with food right now, because of the container, chaos that's
The
off
truck driver shortages.
Yes, that's off the borders of, Northern and Southern California for us. We see the containers, we see the ships, and they're just sitting there. Things are just, I went to Costco just to buy, my mom, she needed some paper towels and, like paper towels.
The basics.
Yeah, 1 pack of paper towels, 1 pack of toilet paper, got her a little Dawn soap thing, some, cleaning supplies. They have like a little 2-pack of vinegar. And, we got her Keurig, so we got her some coffee. And the girl said $415. And I looked at her like, what? The cart wasn't even full. The cart wasn't bubbling over. And then I started looking at the receipt, like the paper towels were over $20.
Wow.
The toilet paper was over $20.
Yeah, they said, because they did say that all the basics, all the prices, because I mentioned it, I think
Yes.
last week or the week before,
Yeah.
all our paper towels,
Yes.
toilet paper, toothpaste, all the basics, the prices are, you will see that. Now you've seen it. There you go.
I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. So, there's lots going on, but to me, it almost feels as if, like with Disneyland, they're trying to make up for 2020. They're
Right.
trying to recap all the loss. During 2020, when we weren't all driving, there should have been a plethora of oil and, stored up so that once people started driving, gas prices wouldn't be ridiculous. It blows my mind how you can be in one part of town and it's $5.69 a gallon for a regular unleaded, and then you go to Costco and it's $4.19. And it's just, and we are a producer here in California. Our prices should be the lowest, and yet they're not. They're the highest. So all I can tell you is, back in the day when we used to get those little ads and we would have to go through them and find the best price for things, we're headed into situations
Well,
like
now
that.
you can do that. Like if you go on Google, if you put in gas,
Right.
you can actually see it shows up all the gas stations and then the pricing. So you can
Good.
do a little kind of analysis of which one is cheaper.
Good. Yeah, we're going to have to help each other. I keep telling my neighbors, we should all pick a day and nobody buys gas. Nobody. Because if you have all this supply and the truck is rolling in to give you more and you don't have no place to put it, you might think about lowering your prices a little bit.
Right.
So, as you know, I love Lady Gaga. I think she is an amazing young lady. The old Lady Gaga with the meat and all that, I wasn't so much in.
Yeah.
When she did the movie A Star Is Born, I got to see her natural, true beauty.
She changed a bit since that movie.
She's
came
grown.
Out. Yes.
Like we shared with you, she did this beautiful concert with Tony Bennett, and the love and the care and the respect that she showed for him, I just love. Well, she's doing a residency in Vegas, and it just ended Sunday, and she was getting $1 million a night.
Wow.
In addition, her costumes that she had made for the event cost her $10 million.
Wow.
I hope, there's a lot of times where they will take and they will record and maybe later share. I hope that they do that, because I'm still not ready to, get on a plane yet and start hopping around to see people. I was very sad to hear, they opened up Broadway and then they got a COVID breakout, so they had to shut it down. So, the most important thing is Lady Gaga is an amazing young lady. So there's a new movie, Gucci. I cannot wait to see it. There was a scene that they are showing from the initial marketing cameos that they do. And in character, she says, there was nothing that said I had to be nice. And I'm like, wow, you're a meanie. So I think she's doing a really good job. I think we're all going to get to see her, expand her acting pipes.
She's a great actress. She
Yeah.
really is. She needs to do more. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that movie as well.
Yes. So, as I shared, there's also, with Broadway shutting down, we're still trying to get people to get their vaccinations. It's really interesting. My husband, he was talking to someone, and he's like, "So, did you get a diphtheria shot?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, I had to." And he goes, "What about polio?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." And he's like, "So what's the difference?" And the difference, the only thing that people can ever come back to us and say is President Trump said, or Fox News said, and it's like we are going to have to be better citizens of each other. So this week, as of Monday, the CDC released the Pfizer vaccine for our kids. So now the age of 5 to 11 can get their shots, their Pfizer shots. Thank you. And this morning there was a little girl on the news, and her mom was like, every time they stick those needles, I'm like, she was so worried. She thought her baby was going to be upset. And her little girl on camera said, she goes, "I'm so excited."
Wow.
I'm so excited because our children are tired of being held hostage by adults. And trust me, you're all running around here doing your thing and you think everything's lovely. These kids are little sponges. They're going to remember this. All of the politicians who are acting badly, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be sitting on the curb because you're not doing what your role is, which is to help your citizens. So babies are going to get their shots. Other people are starting to get their boosters. So, we're going to get to where we can all get out and engage because our kids need to get out of the house. There was this woman, and she was against the vaccinations, and she lived in Virginia, and she was saying how it's horrible that her child, the type of education her child is getting because she goes, since she's been home, I've been listening in. Why listen in? If you don't like what you hear, get your up and go to school and say, "What? I don't understand." Now, her biggest thing is there's this conversation going around about teaching our children about the history of America.
Yes.
The slavery aspects of it. And it's like, you don't have to acknowledge it. It is what it is. Hate to tell you, it is what it is.
Well, this is part of history, and
Yes.
you can't change history. Right?
No. I mean, you can mind play people into thinking that it didn't happen. This is not really part of our agenda. Just before we end our talk today, people need to realize we saw January 6th. You cannot convince us, conscious people, that what we saw were good citizens. They were trying to destroy democracy. They were trying to hurt people. Is that the image you want to teach your children? You have, like Rosetta always says, starts from the top. If mommy and daddy are misbehaving, your child is going to misbehave because you're who they look to. So mommy and daddy are always given the opportunity to lift our children up. And for a 6-year-old little girl to be excited to get her vaccination so she can go back to school should have touched every adult heart.
Because the mother was kind of scared.
Yes.
So again, there you have it. It's the mother portraying her fear onto the daughter. But luckily the daughter was saying, I'm happy to get,
Yes.
I'm excited.
I want to go to school.
So parents, I know that they're your kids and they're not adults, but you have to let them decide for themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like the girl said, she was excited.
Yeah. She wants to go to school.
It's not like you're letting her decide whether they want to take drugs or not.
Thank you. This is something that's...
I want a gun or something. This is something that's going to help protect her and her other fellow classmates.
Yes. So let's get those vaccines, get those boosters, and let's put people in our government that cares more about us than they do their financial pocketbooks. India Arie.
India Arie, yes. Anybody heard of India Arie?
Oh God, yes.
Who has not? Raise your hands.
Yes.
Like I'm really gonna.
One of my favorite songs, I Am Not My Hair. You know, black girls, we like playing with hair. We like wigs, we like weaves, we like braids. Oh, I can't wait to get my hair braided. I'm just waiting for the salon to be a little bit better, you know, because a lot of the salons, they can't change the ventilation system. So, you know, it's just hard, but I'm going to get it. India Arie is
so
amazing.
India Arie has a song out. It's not new, and it's called A Beautiful Day.
Yes.
We can't play the song, but I will put the link to her song in below.
Yes.
So you can all watch it. But I
Yes.
want you to listen to some of the words in this song.
Yes.
So I'm going to read it. It says, life is a journey, not a destination. There are no mistakes, just chances we've taken. Lay down your regrets, because all we have is now. Wake up in the morning and get out of bed. Start making a mental list in my head of all the things I'm grateful for.
Yes.
The chorus goes, early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open my eyes and I open up my mind, and I wonder how life will surprise me today. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways.
Yes.
I open my heart, and I'm going to do my part and make this a positively beautiful day.
Yes.
So that's the first verse and the chorus. It's amazing.
Yes.
Just the lyrics are just so special,
Yeah.
and I had to just
Yeah.
recite it.
Yeah.
So for all of you that want to listen to it, the tune is amazing.
Yeah.
It gets me so pumped to listen to this song and to start each day, because the reason why I heard this was because I went to a celebration of life for someone that I had met several years ago, and he had passed, rest in peace,
Right.
from a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know this, but his girlfriend told me that this was his song he would play every morning.
Mm.
And during COVID, we did a Zoom. It wasn't in
Right.
person, but it was a Zoom. And she played this. And ever since she's played this, I will never forget how joyful I felt. And the words touch me so much. And I'm
Yes.
always talking about being grateful
Yes.
and just thankful for every day that you are able to wake up, to breathe, and have a new day.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to put the please
link.
everyone watch it, because it's an
Yes.
amazing song, and you might want to save it, because
Yeah.
it will sure brighten your day, brightens my day.
Absolutely. And India Arie, when Robin Roberts of Good Morning America was battling that rare blood condition that she had, she came on and she wrote A Beautiful Day, It's a New Day, to support Robin as she went through her journey from almost passing away to be a thriving person today.
Wow.
Yeah.
And India Arie has not made one, two, she's made many great
Yes.
songs, and
Yes.
it's actually the words that I'm actually more interested
Yes.
in. It's
Yes.
amazing the way she can
Yes.
write. She's
Yeah.
just amazing.
You have to listen to the one I'm Not My Hair, because, you know, it's really funny in the black community. People will always say, you know, if you do something stylish and they go, "Can I touch your hair?" And it's like, "No, don't touch my hair." You know, and I think, you know, back in the day, if you wore a wig, it was because you had some kind of medical condition.
Right.
And now we wear wigs just because we want to. We
Change your hair every
yes,
day.
Yes,
What's wrong with that?
My niece is working on. I want a lavender wig. So next time, maybe by Monday, because she's working on it, I might be purple for winter.
Hey, when are we going to wig in out?
We got to go.
We're going, right?
Yes,
I
we're
need
going.
to try some new wigs on.
Absolutely. So as always, thank you very much for your time hanging out with us. We love the time we get to spend with you. Ellen always reminds us as she closes her show, She feels the love in the room. She sends the love back out to everyone. Go out and share it with the world.
We do the same.
Yes.
Yes.
We hope that you will all share your light and share your love. We have got to shift the consciousness of our world right now. And I was very excited. I mean, we're going to do a little more investigation and we'll talk about it next week. The conversations that were had at the climate control summit. I'm feeling it, because I don't think our babies should have to worry about their babies and their babies not being able to go outside, because
So we'll do some digging into that.
The earth is on fire.
Yes.
So thank you all.
Yeah, we really enjoyed this. A lot of laughs and fun, and we talked about some great things.
Yes.
And we want to always remind you that we would love your comments and feedbacks below.
Yes.
Whatever you feel, be kind about it now.
Yes.
No nasty posts.
No.
We don't want that.
No.
But we just want to say thank you again. And
Remember
to always keep smiling. Bye now.